Hi guys, it's Jessie Holton, your Stamping Up demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com. Today we are having a little play with the Zany Zebras stamp set. This is adorable and it is one of the creations for September 2020 Stamp Camp. So if you're attending Stamp Camp, go ahead and grab one packet. It will include everything that you need to make 2 of these adorable little cards. So I've got my packet here. You've got 4 little flags, 2 black and 2 Highland Heather. You have got 4 pieces of Whisper White cardstock. These are all the same size. There's 2 for the front and 2 for the inside. You have 2 pieces of Highland Heather, which is matting for the front. And 2 basic black cardstock bases, which are already scored for you, and of course 2 envelopes. So let's go ahead and get started. You will need 2 of your pieces of Whisper White, and we are going to colour these in using the in colours, except for we're substituting Purple Posy for Highland Heather. So Seaside Spray and Rococo Rose are the other 2 that I'm using. And we are going to use the Woven Threads Sequin Assortment, which is also last year's in colours. So you want to start with the Seaside Spray. And it's up to you if you want to use light or dark. I'm going to use dark for Seaside Spray, and then I'm going to use light for the other 2. So just want to have a good scribble. Now these are alcohol markers, so they are a little bit smelly and they are going to dry really fast. So you need to make sure that when you're finished colouring, you get the lid on and you hear it click. Alright, I'm going to go for the light Highland Heather. And light Rococo Rose to finish off. Okay, so that will do. Now we're going to give them a quick rub down. They should be pretty right, but we're using the black, shimmery black embossing powder. Now this is actually a retired embossing powder, but if you're at Stamp Camp, I'll have all my embossing powders there, so you can choose a different one if you like. I really like the glitter that's in the shimmery black embossing powder, but it does stick everywhere, so you need to make sure that you use that embossing buddy and give everything a good dusting. Even though the blends dry fairly quickly. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed there, I did the first one kicking up, the second one kicking down, and I've actually put the feet, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm placing the feet just above the other one's feet, because you do kind of need to squeeze these guys in. 3 only just fit. And then the other one kicking back up again. And it doesn't matter if their feet are touching, it doesn't matter if they're overlapping, it doesn't matter if they're running off the edge of the card, because they are a group of beautiful wild baby zebras frolicking across the savannah. They are wild and untamed. Now there's a good chance that you're going to have some black powder left over on your card from fingerprints, etc. Use the brush, because the shimmery black embossing powder does leave black smudges if you use your fingers to get it off the page. So just go ahead and use the brush there. Just flick this one a little bit hard on the back. It's had a bit too much embossing powder fall off. That's better. Okay. Just bear with me while I heat emboss these. And the good thing with the shimmery one is it's easier to see when it's melting. But as with any heat embossing, if you hold it towards the light, you should be able to see the heat embossing powder go shiny, and that means that it is melted, and where it is matte, it is not yet melted. So once you see it go shiny, you just keep moving along. Okay, and you can see here I have actually smudged my one just a little bit, but that's okay. Alrighty, so we're going to use the Highland Heather Highland Heather ink, and I've chosen the Kick Up Your Heels stamp for my one. Of course, if you are at Stamp Camp, you can choose a different sentiment if you like. And while I've got this out, actually, I will ink up. Whoops. This little guy for the inside. And it's time to celebrate. I do also have some little stars. And I'm going to use the stars on the front as well. Okay, now we need our little flags. And stapler. Just wiping off the excess glitter there because I can feel it under my fingers. And I'm just going to pop my two little flags, sort of overlap them but on an angle. And staple those on. And I'm stapling them on with them right up at the line. Doesn't matter if they go over a little bit because you're going to have a purple edge once you put your matting on. Let me get rid of this embossing powder. Okay, so let's put a bit of glue. And we've got our two purple pieces of matting, Highland heather. And you might just want to pinch it a little bit around the staple just to make sure that it does adhere, because the staple will push it up a little bit off the edge. And oops, hair tie. Just going to use my eraser. Doesn't take all the black off, but if you smudge it a little bit, it will at least lighten it. Okay, so you can either stick it on straight, or if you want to, you can glue it on like on a little bit of an angle, like so, and have that on your card front, sort of on a bit of a crossover, which is a fun way to do it as well. So if you're not very good at lining, if you're not very good at lining them up straight, that is my top tip. Do it on an angle. Okay, I'm just going to pinch around the staple. Okay, do the insides. Remembering that you don't need a lot of glue. And dearie me. Been a bit clumsy today. Now with the black cardstock, I'm not sure if it shows on the camera, but running your bone fold over the black cardstock does make it shiny, so make sure that you do it on the back. Okay, and we're going to finish off with some sequins. Scissors. Just dip your scissors in the glue. You'll get a tiny little dot on the end of your scissors. And find it easier. Just pop a few in the lid. And then that's much easier to, you know, sort out which ones you want. And getting all confused here. Do one with blue. You can choose whichever colour sequence you like. Done. How cute are they? So I hope you enjoyed those cards. If you have any questions, let me know. And this is Jessie Holton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com, signing out. Bye!